What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Spin Fuel's Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and today we've got a review of Craft Vapery Juice. So when I was at ECC in California, I had a nice long talk with Grim Green over a beer at the end of one of the first days of the convention, and he told me about the sticky rice flavor, which really intrigued me. I wanted to go check it out, as well as say hi to the people that have been so gracious to send me these subscription boxes that you guys get to see me unbox every month. So I went over to the table and they gave me these 3 bottles for the purpose of this review. So I just wanted to give Craft Vapery a huge shout out. Thank you guys so much for being so awesome and letting me try your flavors out to show the masses out there and anyone that's watching. So before we begin, I do want to give a little bit of background information on these flavors. First of all, they're mixed in 40 PG, 60 VG. They're available in 15, 30, and 120 ml bottles, and they're available also in 0, 3, 6, and 12 milligram. The price point on these flavors are $12 for everyone and $10.80 for subscription members. The 30 ml price is $22 for everyone and $19.80 for subscription members. And the 120 ml price is $69 for everyone and $59 for subscription members. So you do get a little bit of a price break if you're already a subscription member of Craft Vapery. So if you're interested in the Craft Vapery subscription boxes, it might be a good idea to go ahead and sign up, and then you get a break on some of their flavors as well if you want to check these guys out. So, that being said, I have my first flavor all lined up in the tank. We're ready to go with the Ego 1 with the Kanger Subtank Nano on top. My normal flavor review setup. My first flavor tonight is going to be cornbread. Now, these have the flavor descriptions right on the bottle, which is pretty cool, so takes all the guesswork out of it. When honey butter meets cornbread. So it's pretty plain and simple. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a cornbread flavor with a little bit of honey butter on top. So let's go ahead and take our first vape and see if the flavor description matches up. Now I'm definitely getting more of the honey butter and less of the cornbread than what I thought I was going to taste. However, that is a really nice flavor. It's really dense flavor, and you get that nice butteriness to it. The cornbread, I think, kind of missed the mark for me a little bit. I mean, it's more of a rich and, kind of an interesting flavor. You don't see this every day. But it's definitely not an all-day vape for me. I can definitely tell you that right now. However, I think this is an interesting one if you guys want to check this out for yourself. If you're just bored of the same old flavors, try something new and try vaping cornbread. Let's go ahead and have our second vape and I'll get to my ratings. So as you could probably tell, not the greatest vapor production from this stuff, but it's definitely good enough. It's a little bit higher on VG, however, I think the PG content in it gives it a little extra kick, and it's a little bit lighter on the vapor production. So for the flavor on this one, I'm going to give it a 3. It's, a solid 3 in my book. Not an all-day vape, an interesting flavor for sure, but this is maybe the occasional vape. Maybe vape this when you're eating a big meal and skip the bread or something like that. I don't know. If you're bored with your average cereal vape or your average dessert vape or something like this, or even a fruity vape, then give cornbread a shot. I mean, what can go wrong? It's something different, something out of the ordinary, and I do recommend you try it out for yourself and see if you like it, just to say you tried it. That being said, for the vapor production on this one, I'm going to give it, we'll say a 3 as well. It's not the greatest vapor production in the world, but, it does the job. Overall, I say that's plenty of vapor. I mean, you don't need much more than that unless you're dripping this stuff, which at 60-40, I don't see the point either. However, the throat hit, I'm going to knock a point off. I'll give it a 4. It's pretty good, but that little extra VG, or the little extra PG in it, rather, makes a little bit of a difference in the feeling in the back of your throat. So yeah, that does it for cornbread. Let's move on to our next flavor. Alright, so next up we have sticky rice. This is sweet mango meets sticky rice. And, the flavor descriptions can't get any more simple than that, I guess. So yeah, once again, a 60-40 blend. And it has kind of a darker color to it. I kind of feel like that might, end up gunking up your coils a little bit faster. It seems like one of those ones that kind of sneaks in there and kind of darkens up your your cotton a little bit quicker than normal. However, the flavor is very pungent. You definitely get like a heavy mango scent to it. Not sure what sticky rice is supposed to be, but I mean, I'm imagining just kind of white rice or something like that, so I guess it would take on some of that mango flavor. I've vaped this stuff a little bit in the past, but I haven't vaped it in quite a while, so let's go ahead and have our first vape here. So right off the bat, I get a really nice mango scent to it. Now, it's not the sweetest mango I've ever smelled. In fact, it smells almost nothing like the mango flavor that I got in the Craft Vapery box that I did for you yesterday. However, it is an interesting scent to it and an interesting flavor. It mixes really nice with the sticky rice, I guess, whatever that's supposed to be. It's almost like a sweet and sour vape almost. It's pretty good. I am a fruity flavor lover, so this one is for me. As an everyday vape or all-day vape, I don't think I could see myself vaping this stuff all day long. However, the occasional vape, I could definitely give it a shot. Let's go ahead and have our second vape, and I'll get to my ratings. So for the flavor on this one, I'm going to give it a 4. I really do like the flavor on this, although it's not the sweetest mango. It is a really rich flavor, and I can kind of attribute that to the PG-VG ratio. Since it has more PG in it, I feel like that flavor kind of comes out a little bit more. It's not an overbearing flavor, and it's kind of, if anything, it's on the lighter side. But I still couldn't see myself vaping this all day long. I'm more of the kind of sweeter flavor vapor. And the mango flavor that I got yesterday in the Craft Vapery box is definitely on the sweeter side. So if that was the flavor mixed with sticky rice, I could see myself going for it all day. But it's not so sweet as it is kind of almost sweet and sour. The sticky rice in it, I'm kind of stumped on what sticky rice is supposed to taste like. I have no real background information on this stuff, so couldn't tell you where I stand on that. But for the vapor production, I'll give it a solid 3, just like the last one. And for the throat hit, again, I'll give it a 4. It's not too harsh. It's not too light. I mean, it's right in the middle. I'm going to give it a little bit less because the 60-40 ratio gives me a little extra kick in the back of your throat. However, I feel like this one's a little tiny hint lighter than the cornbread. All right, so that does it for sticky rice. Let's move on to our next flavor. All right, we are ready to go for our final flavor today, and it's going to be It's Toast. The flavor description is when berry jam meets nutty whole grain toast. Now, I love the flavor descriptions right on the bottle, and I love that they keep the names pretty simple. Makes my life a whole lot easier, that's for sure. So, I have vaped this stuff in the past, but it's been a while, so let's go ahead and have our first vape here, and I'll let you know what I think. So going into this, I kind of expected more raspberry than anything, and not expecting much from the whole grain toast portion of this. However, what I am finding is that I get kind of a buttery toast with raspberry jam on top, which is really quite pleasant, I gotta admit. Never expected this out of a flavor like this here. And the raspberry in it is really nice. It's a little bit tart, it's a little bit sweet, it's really pleasant. The toast portion of it is more on the exhale than anything, but it is nice and warm, buttery, kind of whole grain toast flavor. Not sure how they came up with that, but bravo, well done on that aspect. Overall, don't think it's an all-day vape for me again, but for the occasional vape, I think I could give it a go now and then. But for all you raspberry lovers out there, definitely give this one a chance. I really think you'll be pleasantly surprised by it. And again, I just can't stress enough how different and interesting and amazing that toast flavor is. It's just so out of the box. I do get a little bit more vapor production off of this stuff too. I feel like this somehow kind of kicks it up a little bit. So we'll go over that in my ratings, but let's go ahead and have another quick vape. Alright, so for the flavor on this one, I'm going to give it a 4. Now, it's not an all-day vape for me, but I really like what they did with this line of juice. Very out of the box, very different, and I really respect them for that. So bravo, Craft Vapery, for not doing your standard line of juice, which would be like a strawberries and cream or a cereal or something like that. They really went and just kind of took the whole thing and turned it on its side, which I really like about that. The berry flavor in it, I get mostly raspberry, which I kind of enjoy. I'm not the biggest raspberry fan in the world, but they definitely did it right with this flavor here. The toast flavor, however, is really what shines for me. I mean, I don't know how they did it, but they nailed it spot on. I love the flavor from the toast portion of this one. Again, I really feel like I get more vapor production out of it, so I'm going to give it a 4 on vapor production as well. I don't know why or how, considering it's the same PG-VG ratio, but I just feel like I definitely get more vapor out of this one than the other two. And for my rating on the throat hit, I'll give it a 3.5. I'm knocking an extra half a point off because I feel like the raspberry in this kind of kicks the back of your throat a little extra hard. Don't mind it too much. For 3 milligram, it's pretty spot on, but that little extra tickle in the back of your throat can maybe be the difference of coughing or not. As the whole line itself, really love what Craft Vapery did with these flavors. They kind of set the standard pretty high when it comes to subscription services or anything like that, creating their own line of juice, and at a reasonable price too. I think if you're already a member of Craft Vapery, I really highly suggest you try their flavors out, just because they're different and there's something, if you're tired of your old standard flavors, maybe give one of these a shot and it'll switch it up a whole lot. That being said, I want to give the people over at Craft Vapery 2 big thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for letting me do this review for you guys. Let me know what you think of these flavors in the comments section below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up right down there, and don't forget to subscribe. If you want to see more of my videos, go check out spinfuel.com for more of me, as well as Smoke and Joey and Spinfuel official videos. And as always, vape on.